Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Telos Lumerian Snowboard. That's right, Swallowtail Powder Relief. This board features Telos's setback camber with nose rocker. So the camber is set back on the board and you got rocker in the nose. It's directional cam rocker. Load the camber, the rocker elevates up in there. What's that going to do? Give you the load and pop of traditional camber from underfoot. But you're going to have that rocker in the nose, which is going to give you optimal powder float as well as ease of entry in and out of turns. This board is available in 156, 159, and 165 wide. I rode this board at Arapahoe Basin on a sunny bluebird day with moderately cool temps, a little bit of wind, and some of the most wind-loaded hard powder I've ever ridden in my life. Seriously, they reported 4 inches. And it was super heavy and wind-loaded and hard most spots. And then if you found the good stuff, it was light and fluffy and really fun to ride it. And I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. The overall flex of this board is just past a middle-of-the-road freeride flex. So it's not overly stiff, but it is a little stiffer. And it is fully directional, obviously. So you got this softer nose, especially where the rocker section is, and then it stiffens up right where the camber section hits all the way back to the tail. And there is a little bit of torsional flex, like you can notice it, but it's not overpowering or demanding. Now, when it comes to stability, that nose does get chatter, and you do feel some of that resonation back under the front foot. And when you hit like frozen wind lips or chunder, it really does buck back and can buck you. But it is a smooth, predictable ride from outside that front foot back. You'll notice that how that board rides right there is very predictable. It's very easy to understand that while you can't plow through everything, you're still going to stay on top of it. It's not really going to buck you around too much. You only have to moderately keep your knees bent or be aware of the terrain that you're in. The camber section of this board is very easy to load up, and what you put in is what you get out. It has a good rebound to it. You can launch off just about anything in front of you, not really have to worry about it. It's not one of those boards where you got to be really calculated or understand that you've got to aggressively load it to get it to pop. You can just be riding along and still spring with it, and it's gonna get the job done. When it comes to buttering on this board, speed, fresh snow, steepness are your friends. Get your weight out over that nose, really lock into it. You're gonna feel that camber section engage and wanna pop out. So be aware of that, but you need a little speed. It's gonna do it. Now, when it comes to the tail, high speed wheelies, still gonna leave a bunch more to be desired, but it's a directional swallowtail. That's kind of to be expected. Needless to say, it's not something you're gonna butter with all the time, but you know, you hit some deep pow, you wanna pop a little 180 on the nose, land in it, pop right back up, go for it. What's nice about this board is you have that ease of entry in and out of turns due to that rocker in the nose, but you still have all that drive of that camber section underfoot. So go in hard, really put your weight into the board, feel it swoop into the turn, and then it's going to engage that camber section. And as you're in the carve, you can disengage that front foot and really steer it from the back and drive it hard to slingshot you out of a turn. So you can just get that added pop and just push right back out. When it's on edge, it feels locked in. It doesn't get kicked around. You are in that carve and you are just sailing from one side of the trail back to the other. It's a great board for just ripping a carve as you're getting around the mountain, searching for more powder. Who's this board for? The powder day enthusiast, obviously. This board's very predictable with how it rides, and it's very approachable. And by that, I mean, it's not demanding, it's not overpowering, it's not like, oh my god, it's a swallowtail and it's gonna kill me. No, it's more like you get on it and you're like, oh, okay, I can ride this. I know what the capabilities and limitations are, and I'm not gonna have a problem with it. It's very smooth and stable. It's got good pop, great float. My only gripe was that I was riding heavy wind-blown snow, and sometimes that nose would just get knocked around. That's not against the board. I mean, I think they had literal hurricane force winds to impact the snow like that. Shit happens when you're testing boards, and that's the best way I can describe the conditions I rode in. Otherwise, this thing was absolutely phenomenal, and I loved every minute of it. Comparable boards: the Endeavor Archetype, the Libtech Retro Ripper, the Amplid Morning Glory. Binding recommendations: the Rome Black Labels, the Bent Metal Core Pro, the Now Select Pro. This has been my review of the Telos Lumerian. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.